Hi there, Zam here for NerdTube. These are my thoughts and spoilers of Mobland episode 6 and 7, and I'm going to briefly talk about episode 6 because I didn't review it last week. That is Funeral for a Friend and Antwerp Blues. Basically, Richie Stevenson invites the Harrigans to come over to his son's funeral. That's what all the drama entails, but Richie does actually believe and knows that the Harrigans did kill his son, but he doesn't want to start a war. But he does say that if he does see Eddie Harrigan again, he will kill him. And there's a lot of stare downs and all of that between the two factions, the two families. And unfortunately for the Stevensons, more trouble and strife comes their way when Richie's wife gets killed at the very end of that episode by Helen Mirren's character, Maeve. I think her name is Maeve because she's a shit-stirring troublemaker. And what this episode in this show has kind of made me realize is that the Harrigans are the bad guys in all of this. The Stevensons has done nothing wrong. They're minding their own business. Eddie is a fucking nutcase and kills Tommy Stevenson for no reason, even though by being friends with Tommy, they were possibly bringing the families together. But no, he decides to kill him to cause a beef. Maeve, she gets insulted and decides to kill Richie's wife after that. Richie has lost his wife and son. So he has no other reason but to want to fucking kill everyone in return. You can't blame him. Richie is not the bad guy. Richie's the good guy. He's a tolerant good guy because his son did die from the Harrigans and he was willing to let things fly, let things pass, so to speak. But no, the Harrigans just won't let things lie. And now war is truly on. And we'll see how things go down because Conrad Harrigan in this episode takes the blame for killing Richie's wife, and he knows his wife was the one who gave the order, but to show some sort of strength or something, he decides to take charge on this. And at the same time as well, Conrad's a bit of a weirdo, a bit crazy. Like initially we thought that he was somebody who's been around the block a little bit and become a bit of a wiser man for it. But no, he isn't. I mean, he doesn't necessarily want to start beef, but at the same time, he won't necessarily step down from it either. He wants to prove that he's the strongest guy, whilst his son doesn't want any shit to go down. He's got a family of his own and everything, even though his son's son, his grandson Eddie, is a fucking nutcase. His own son, Conrad's own son, whose name just escapes me right now, he just wants to keep the fucking peace. He wants to just have an easy life, He's been to jail. We saw him and Harry in jail when they were younger. So it's not like he's a wuss, he's done time and shit like that. But he doesn't want to cause unnecessary grief. Now they're always going to be looking over their shoulder. Anyway, Serafina or Serapina or the fuck her name is, and Conrad's oldest son, they're doing a deal in Antwerp. That's in Belgium if you're an American. And it's some sort of deal for stones and stuff like that. And we see Serapina being the person who knows her shit. The other son, the eldest son whose name escapes me as well, he's a fucking idiot. He's the fuck up of the family. Even Maeve knows that. They all fucking know that. But he's trying to prove his stones, no pun intended, by doing this deal for some stones. I think they're rubies or garnets or some shit like that. And yeah, he gets Serapina on board because she's a jeweler, I believe, or she knows her stones, and that's why she's on board. And she's kind of taking charge of all of this. She's definitely a chip off the old block. But Maeve doesn't like her, obviously, because she's the offspring of a fucking hooker or stripper from a Stringfellows club. And she doesn't mind if Serapina gets taken out, so to speak, an eye for an eye almost, by doing a deal with Richie, by saying to Richie, listen, we fucked with your family, but you know what? You can take my stepdaughter. You can take Conrad's daughter as payment for what happened. Let sleeping dogs lie and call off the war and stuff. But don't you dare kill my real son. Now, we don't know if that's happened or not because at the end of this episode, as the deal for the stones is going down, all fucking shit breaks loose, and Richie's boys are there, killing both members of the deal, the people who are selling the stones, as well as Serpina's party as well, killing their guards, killing their military guys, all of them. And the last two people to live are Conrad's eldest son and Serpina. And we know Harry's trying to get there quickly because he's already in Antwerp trying to get to them, and he's on the motorcycle. But the opposition, the Richie's guys, they've already got Serapina in their crosshairs, and then the episode ends as Harry has not even arrived at the location yet. Will he be there to save her in time? This is the thing with this sort of show. It's not Hollywoody. He probably won't be there to save her in time. He might not make it, which means that more beef will happen, and then Conrad will get pissed off and return because his real daughter has been killed. And will people end up finding out that out of all the shit that's been caused in this series, a lot of it is to do with Maeve? I mean, Helen Mirren is playing a very, very unlikable character. She really is. She's doing a great job of doing it. And Eddie Harrigan as well. I mean, if he dies anytime soon, he won't be missed because he's a terrible human being. I thought this family is just fucking crazy, the Harrigans. From the top, not the middle, but definitely at the bottom. They're fucking nuts. Conrad and his wife, their grandson, the people in the middle, not too bad. They just, they've gotten a bit older now. They don't necessarily want to live this life. Harry, being the cleaner that he is, he's always been asked to do a job for them. And the Harrigans, once again, I said this before, are very, very reliant on Harry. Without Harry, their family's fucked. He does so much for that family. It's unreal. Regardless, what are the Harrigans going to fucking do if Serapina does die? And by the way, Conrad, he's a bit of a dirty old man because he was having a really unusual conversation with Harry's daughter at one point because the entire families, apart from Serapina and the elder son, they're all in the Cotswolds at the Harrigans, at Conrad Harrigan's home for safety. So yeah, they're there, but Harry's daughter is also there as well for safety, and so is his wife. But the daughter, yeah, she had an unusual conversation with Conrad. Is Conrad a bit of a nonce? Who knows? Regardless, it's a great show. We are following a very evil family, just so you know, and they are not the protagonists in this. They are the antagonists. They are the bad guys, and it's fun to watch. I love it. I genuinely do love it. And people like Helen Mirren's character, she will not get her comeuppance because her entire life is causing shit, and she hasn't got to her age without fucking surviving. So I think she'll survive a little bit longer. And you're not going to kill off an actress of Helen Mirren's caliber just for the sake of appeasing some people who hate the character that she's playing. She's going to live for a while, in my opinion, because that's who she is. She's Teflon. Anyway, let me know what you think of this episode. I'm going to give episode 6 and 7. Is it episode 6 and 7? Let me just remind myself. I don't think it was episode 6 and 7. Let me just quickly look. It was episode 5 and 6. I'm going to give episode 5 a 8 out of 10 and give episode 6 I'm close to giving it a 10, but I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Love the show. I really do. British gangster dramas. Fabulous. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, the great social media channel you never heard of. Take care now. Bye-bye.